What's up?
Hello, friends and family from Washington and some from North Carolina. We are back here a month and a week-ish later since our last video, so we just want to update you. We have been a part of a lot of different events since we have last spoken to you, and a storm has come and gone.
It's very
but it
hard.
Didn't really hit us.
It's hard to remember for me just because I'm on the struggle bus. When we make a video every 5 weeks, it's so hard for me to remember like what I should talk about. So we try to preemptively talk before the video. We should video that.
All of our pre-conversation.
And just do a blooper outtake reel. You guys would probably love that. So this is September. September's over, but
Yes.
most of this video is for September.
Yeah, all the things that happened
We
in September.
did some cool, like you guys do, we did some cool stuff to start the school year off for church. We did Kickoff Sunday, which was jersey themed. Wear your favorite sports jersey. So
Yes.
since we're not sports fans, you'll see us in our Team Jesus shirts that I bought from Amazon. It was a impulse purchase.
Yeah, so you'll see that picture with Ken and Pastor Brandon.
But if that's a thing, I'm thinking of having like custom made actual jerseys, like that look like a football shirt or something
That'd be fun.
with like Jesus or something.
Perfect.
And then the week after was Welcome Back Sunday, just a big party to actually encourage people back to church and invite new people, but also people that are like be-backs, like it's been a while, you know.
Yes.
Reach out to people who used to come and hadn't come in a while. So
That was a big
that's
turnout.
and that's a couple food trailers, blow ups, and it was a big party. So that one was really fun and really exciting.
Yes.
What have you been doing, Amanda?
Well, I have participated in a couple births since I last saw you guys, and I believe one of them, I don't know if I shared about baby Nolan. Baby Nolan was a high risk, my highest risk birth so far. He had a diaphragmatic hernia. So where your diaphragm holds like some organs up and some organs down, he didn't have that doing it, so his organs kind of grew kind of all over in his body, and so when he was born he had to have surgery 3 days after, and then they put him on a ventilator and ECMO, and the hospital here in North Carolina came to a point after 22 days that they could not improve his health and get him off of ECMO, and so they had told his parents, like, we're sorry, this is all we can do. We can just keep him alive. And they did not take that for an answer. And so they headed to Florida to a specialist down there. They air flighted him.
I almost thought you were going to say air freighted him.
Air flight to Florida. And after 12 days on ECMO in Florida and some medication changes, they actually finally got him off of ECMO this week. He is still on a ventilator, but they're hoping to wean him off. So just many prayer groups here. Many people I've reached out to individually have been praying for Nolan, and those prayers have definitely been answered, as you know, he's looking like he's going to be getting off the ventilator, and hopefully by the end of October he'll be going home with his mom and dad back here to North Carolina. So
Turning the page on that, all the crazy hurricane and weather stuff, really we were preparing for it when it was in the Gulf still, and they weren't 100% sure how close. I think at first they thought maybe it was going to go between Charlotte and Raleigh, which then it would have really affected us.
Yes.
So we were developing what we were going to do, which probably would have been just pulling in the slides and driving our house north or something.
Yes.
But I feel like you're leaning away from me. But but it went on the other side of Charlotte, and so we really just had, like, on Friday we had one windy day, which was like excessive wind, and then just a little extra rain that day. And otherwise, I mean, we would have just thought it was just some it's extra today.
Yes.
But it was really, that was it for us.
Yes. We did get excessive rains here. So our river, there's the Neuse River, which is the big river that kind of comes through our area of North Carolina, is at like capacity, like over some shores, like the river is full or over full in a lot of areas. And everybody has a pond here. Ponds are very popular in people's yards here. If you have more than an acre, you probably have a big pond. And those are all at the like tippity top of everybody's yard. The ponds are. So if we did get another big rainfall here, we would probably see some flooding, but nothing like Western North Carolina or Tennessee or West Virginia has seen, as far as like just the houses floating away and all that kind of stuff.
Right, because the eye of the storm was at least 5 hours west of us.
Yes.
So
in a Category 4 still, from what I've heard, which is like unheard
crazy.
of. Yeah. We had our biggest Haneni Coffee Company event.
Oh, so Cleveland High School is right down the street, and it's in the same community where I hang out normally with the coffee trailer. And I was there from 8 a.m. till 11 p.m.
Yes.
Now, it turns out, this is my first time doing it, they changed it a little because of that storm. They also were preparing for if it was closer. So they actually pushed it out a little. It should have been more crowded in the morning. So
it was originally going to start at 8, but then they closed down the morning session and they started at 11.
So from 8 to 11, it was just mediocre. But from like 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., oh my gosh, it was crazy. Yep. So yeah, we more than doubled, almost tripled our next biggest day we've ever had. And so it was cool. I had a barista from church and another helper, so that we were able to take a couple breaks and have a little bit of that load dispersed. So it was super cool.
Yes, I had gone to a birth the day before, so when the storm was hitting us, I was at a hospital, so I didn't even notice the excessive rain and wind. I peeked outside a couple times, but I was at a birth. I got home at about
2 in the morning,
2:30 on it would have been Saturday morning, and then I woke up with Ken at 7 to head to do the coffee thing, and then I came back to unsuccessful nap later when we realized that it was going to be later, and we had some helpers coming, and then I frantically went and got some ice and milk, and finally made it back to the trailer about 6 o'clock and helped until 11. So so that was good. And then on this last week, I went to a 2-day, it was a grant, I don't want to say convention, it was just a get together from
a social
pregnancy centers all around North Carolina, just to talk about the specific education grant that we're trying to use and how we could use it. But it was so cool to just meet a lot of the other people that work in my position at different pregnancy centers, and just hear what they do, what their struggles, how big some of these pregnancy centers are, how small some of these pregnancy centers are. And then after we officially closed our meeting, we all stayed together and we prayed for all the pregnancy centers that were damaged or lost in the storm. And so that was kind of nice, just to be with some like-minded people and praying for other people and praying for each other. And so that was good. And then I came home from that, got a good night's sleep, and then we left
to the reengage conference.
Yes.
So it wasn't in Dallas, it was actually in Charlotte, and fortunately the church that was hosting it wasn't damaged from the hurricane either, so everything around there was good. And that was a 2-day conference to emulate what would normally be in Dallas. So it's just, they had it at a church that's been doing reengage for like 5 years now. It's a bigger church. It was a really nice event.
Yes.
We brought another couple with us from church, and that was really cool too. So we're doing our pilot group right now to try to have some small group leaders, so that when we launch it for the church and the community in end of January, early February, then we have some people already trained up in it. So we're excited about that. It was a good event.
And then the other thing that we did at the beginning of the month is we did go visit Boone, which is over in the mountain region. And we just walked around town a little bit, and we did a little hike, saw a cool waterfall, and then saw a couple little things. What are they called? Touristy things.
Oh, I know what you're saying. There was some unique old structures, like an old church and an old barn or something.
Yeah.
That we stopped into.
Like
there will be pictures.
Like little tourist picture stops. So
there was a
stop and
couple
talk.
lookouts so that
Yeah.
we also have a cool picture of like
Panoramic view.
a panoramic view.
The mountain.
But Boone was one of those places that got hit really hard, so
Yeah.
not the whole town got wiped out. It was a pretty big town, but they had some sections of the town that got totally houses
Flooded.
under 6 feet of water. So
Yeah.
that was just where we were a month ago. Yeah.
Yes. And it was kind of nice because as we traveled up and traveled back, it reminded us of Washington State, going up and down all the hills and all the green trees and such. So
Yes.
there are lots of green trees here, but it's very flat.
It felt like being in Boone reminded me of being in like North Bend.
Yes.
Source
Cleola.
Snoqualmie,
Snoqualmie.
where Salish Lodge is.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that Snoqualmie? Yeah.
Mhm.
That hilly town area
Yes.
is exactly what Boone was like. And
Yes.
and it was raining, so it reminded us of home. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and we're coming into October now. We have been here at this RV park for like 11 months.
Oh, man.
We are still just holding fast to God's will and going to work and serving and doing all the things that we believe He wants us
Wait,
to do.
there it is. We're holding it fast
Oh, goodness.
to it.
Hold fast
I
to
got it. I got it.
Oh, goodness.
Oh.
Hold on to God's will. Yeah, so I took my car in today also for an oil change and its last little update. My warranty for it's going to be out soon, so hopefully everything's just works for a while.
I'm going to get a 30,000 mile service on my truck next week.
There you go.
If you guys were interested in that.
There you
I'll
go.
be
Got to
having them-
keep those vehicles running.
I'll be having them flush the transmission because I do tow
Yes,
almost every day,
You do.
3 times a week at least.
Yep. Well, and we drive so much here. You have to, I mean, I don't think I drive less than 30 minutes to go to most places except for the grocery store, which is still 15 minutes away.
If anyone was concerned about my health, I did start working out at Health Quest.
Oh, yes. Just in case you were concerned
So I've
about
started
yourself.
doing some more cardio and weights, and they have a steam sauna. It happens to be broke right now, which is a little frustrating, but
He found another sauna. Going outside wasn't enough for him.
yeah. Well, no, it's a steam sauna. So
But we do have our missions trip coming up in November, so we'll talk more about that as we learn more about that.
Hondo had a sleepover. He was with a nice dog sitter that kept him in her home while we were on our little adventure. And this same person will be able to take him for our mission trip in November and for our cruise in January.
Yes, he seemed to enjoy himself. All right, I think that's everything, all the updates that we can think of right now. Again,
I have another update.
Oh, Ken has one more update.
So
Go ahead.
I get to park my coffee trailer in front of my favorite Chinese restaurant.
Oh, yes.
So
And when he says favorite, it's really just the best that we have found that's not 2 hours away.
it's actually good, and I really like their food, and it's literally the only one that's within any reasonable amount of driving. There's lots of Chinese restaurants here, but they're all really bad, except this one is really good.
I would agree.
So, anyway, I went and met them today and made the coffees for Ming and Lily, and they really loved our coffee.
So far, we've gotten really good reviews on our coffee. Ken has been a great broista.
Yes. I'm a broista.
You are a broista. All right. Any other updates? I think that's everything.
And you're my barista? My little barista?
I'm not a barista. I just take the money.
Oh. Well, I think we can conclude the end of
Our video.
our video.
All right. We love you guys. And until we make another video, probably in another month, we'll update you with all things October-ish and anything that we find out about what's actually going on with our mission trip, which we just know where we're going right now.
Oh, and just a little teaser for next video. We'll be at Trunk or Treat this year, so you should have some good Trunk or Treat pictures in our next video.
There you go.
But stay tuned for the pics. Peace! Hey y'all, here we are at Elk Mountain Overlook just outside of Boone, North Carolina. We just thought we'd take a little video just because we actually did go somewhere.
And do something. So we wanted to share it with you.
It's been a bit. This is kind of a cool, we'll have a couple other videos, but this is a pretty cool look out here in the Blue Ridge. mountainous area.
Yes.
Yeah, they're kind of more like foothills from where we're at back in Washington, but they're mountains over here. All right, y'all. Peace.